Hi everyone, and welcome to my brand new for 2022 Rocketry channel here on YouTube. So my name is Richie Smith. I currently belong to Tripoli as an L3 flyer. My local clubs are Metro, which is north of me, and MDRA, which is south of me. I'm located on the west side of New Jersey, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my rocketry background. This is kind of my opening statement in my first video on the channel for the new year. So I don't really have any rockets to show or anything like that. I just want to tell you a little bit about me so you kind of know who I am and who is creating these videos that hopefully you're about to watch throughout this year. So I started into model rocketry in 1976. I was living in Canton, Ohio, and my mother knew that I liked to build little model kits, cars, planes, that kind of stuff. And she asked me if I'd be interested in rocketry because she's seen a listing for a rocketry class at the local YMCA. And I said, yeah, sign me up. So she signed me up, and I went down there and I built an SD Skyhook. And that was it. I was hooked. The motors came 3 to a pack, and I flew it on 3 C motors, and I was hooked. So in 1978, found me back in New Jersey. That's where I was originally from. Living back in Jersey, my model rocketry continued. I didn't belong to any clubs, but we lived in a rural area here on the west side of Jersey. It was a lot of farmland, and there was plenty of room to fly. So I was building and flying and recovering and crashing model rockets like crazy. So then we moved to Virginia, and down in Virginia, my rocketry took a little bit of a break because I was new to the area. And again, we were in a very rural area of Southern Virginia where Tennessee and Kentucky all meet. And I knew nobody that built rockets until one day I was at a store, seen some rockets, Estes kits, bought a couple kits, went home, started building and flying. And in 1981, I was back into, building rockets all throughout my early and mid-teens. I had taken a break in my late teens, focus on other things. But once I graduated high school, I was back in New Jersey. And in my early 20s, I kind of realized, like at one point, there was something missing from the creative side of my life, because I'm always creating stuff. At that time I played guitar, I was writing music and that kind of stuff, but I knew something was missing. And one day I just realized it was rocketry. So in my early 20s, I jumped back into rocketry again. And all through my 20s, I built a lot of large Estes, the larger Estes model kits, as Saturn V and, all that kind of stuff, and some scratch built stuff. And then as I got into my 30s, the rocketry started to wane and die away until one day in, I guess it was 2004, the Christmas of 2004, a friend of mine who knew that I built rockets, and he had built a few when he was younger, he bought me an Estes kit just as a kind of a half-hearted joke. He gave me the Christmas gift, and he said, "Here, remember the fun we used to have when we were kids." I opened the gift up, and I was like, this is the best Christmas gift ever. It was an Estes kit. I can't remember what it was now, but it was just small rocket. It flew on, C motors and stuff. But I started building it in January. So it was January of 2005. That's when I found high-powered rocketry. I had never really known about high-powered rocketry. I'd heard a little bit, but I just thought it was like a few sporadic people. I didn't realize that, there were national clubs and stuff like that. So in January, when I was building that kit, I needed some supplies, and I went online, and all of a sudden I seen, high-powered rockets, and I ordered up an LOC, it was a lock caliber ISP, built that kit. And I was hooked on building these bigger rockets. I was like, this is awesome. Next thing I got was Public Missile Sandhawk. And then right away, like a week or two later, I had a Public Missiles Mini BBX. So I was all set up with like these 3 high-powered rockets and this one small Estes rocket. And I headed off to Metra in the springtime, certified level 1 at my first launch. And that was it. I was into it all the way up until 2009. I took a little bit of a break. got back in. But now we're in 2022, and I haven't launched a rocket since 2014. So I'm due. I'm due. And that's what you're going to see on this channel. You're just going to see me building some rockets, going and trying to find. I got a video coming up. Will be probably be one of my first videos. Is me going to recover rockets in a way that nobody's probably ever recovered them before, and that is not out on a field, but in the storage of an old barn, looking for my Talon 4 and looking for electronics and just whatever I can find. I also, in the like from 2006 to 2009, I did a lot of composites. Worked a lot with carbon fiber, fiberglass. So I was looking for all this equipment that's been in deep, deep, deep storage. You'll see it in the video. Very deep storage. So that's what this channel is all about. That's what's going to be on here. I'm also going to do a lot of shorts, the little YouTube shorts. Everything's changed. Like back in the day, we didn't have YouTube. And boy, I took a lot of video. I had old video, digital videotape, all that kind of stuff. Still got all that stuff. Maybe you'll see a little bit of that. But now it's awesome to have the action cameras and the big cameras, all kinds of cameras. I'm also a photographer, so a lot of cameras. Anyway, that's what's happening on this channel for 2022. Hit like, hit subscribe, and stick around and see what we come up with.